People all over the world are under threat of HIV attack. Increasing rate of HIV positive gives us a clear statement of forthcoming disaster for the human history. AIDS is rapidly reversing hard-won development achievements. Every single day, 11,000 people are newly infected with HIV and nearly 8,000 people die from AIDS. The number of people living with HIV has continued to increase in every region in the past 2 years, reaching 39.5 million people in 2006, 95% of whom are in developing countries. UNAIDS estimates that in 2006, 3.9 million people became newly infected with HIV, including over 500,000 children, and 2.9 million people died of AIDS. It is a particularly complex challenge of our times that raises sensitive issues regarding sex and sexuality, gender and economic inequalities, and socially taboo behaviors such as injecting drug use and homosexuality. In South Asia, HIV prevalence is still low, with a few exceptions in certain pockets. However, because of the huge population of South Asia, low prevalence translates into large numbers of infected individuals. Sri Lanka is one of the South Asian countries, and the World Bank office in Colombo organized a standing and mobile exhibition on August 19, 2007 of a convoy of 7 red, green and blue three-wheeler tuk-tuks rolling along Colombo's busy streets, carrying striking blow-up portraits of those leaders who work for Asia Pacific Leadership Forum, APLF, putting the AIDS message out there in a way never before seen in Sri Lanka. At the main Central Fort railway station and the busy Petta bus stand, where all journeys for the majority of Sri Lanka citizens begin and end, interest in the exhibition and its subject was high. Most confessed to knowing very little about HIV/AIDS. The tuk-tuk drivers, who had received instruction in sharing the narrative to accompany the portraits adorning their vehicles, relished their newfound role as HIV/AIDS communicators. They were adept in explaining HIV/AIDS and what the exhibition was about.
एग्जीबिशन बहुत अच्छा था, लेकिन जो मोबाइल टुक-टुक एग्जीबिशन से एक इम्प्रेशन पड़ता है कि जो लोग यहाँ नहीं आ सकते हैं उनके लिए ज़्यादा वो होता है कि वो रोड पे चलते हैं, देख लेते हैं। और वहाँ जो आई कैप था इज़ अ मोस्ट कह सकते हैं कि एक अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी थी जहाँ पे कुछ लोग जो नए थे और जिनको इश्यूज़ के बारे में इतनी नॉलेज नहीं थी वो देख सकते थे।
The tuk-tuk idea was inspired by Chobi Mela. The Asian Photography Festival has used Bangladesh's traditional form of transport, the rickshaw, to take exhibitions to remote communities. The same tuk-tuks were at the International Conference on AIDS in the Asia Pacific, ICAP, on the first day of the sessions on August 20, delighting delegates from all over the world and all over Sri Lanka. On August 19, the mobile exhibition was outside beaches and hotels, and on August 21 and 22 at the main railway and bus stations in Colombo. Dr. Shahidul Alam, renowned Bangladeshi photographer, activist, head of DRIC and the Pathshala, Institute of Photography in Bangladesh, made a commitment to change the course of HIV/AIDS. Dr. Alam is the man behind this photographic endeavor, and he shared his experience with the local journalists.
If I met a person who is positive, how would I react to that person? Would I be prepared to touch the person? Would I be comfortable in that person's presence? Would I be able to embrace that person? Or would I, even without saying anything, make body languages which would tell the person that I rejected the person's presence. And in that process, we have to break down many walls.
Portraits of Commitment, the book, commissioned by UNAIDS with photography by Shohidul Alam and text by Karen Emmons, was inaugurated by a World Bank representative.
You'll see that what he really is an artist.
The agency was set up largely
The exhibition, Portraits of Commitment, was organized through the World Bank's Small Grants Youth Initiative program at the Barefoot Gallery, Colombo from 18 to 22 August, which was inaugurated by illumination of earthen lamps. The portrait of Sri Lanka's Positive Group President, Princey Mangalika, and her message.
If you look at all the photos here, most are living with HIV. There are no differences in the photos, all are alike, and I'm amazed as to why society is so fearful about this AIDS. I feel that if the younger generation takes a closer look at these photos, with a good awareness they will be terrified, as this is not a disease that is visible externally. This, I hope, will make them conscious and wary of the dangers of unsafe sexual behavior. If the message is passed on to the younger generation by people like me, it becomes much more significant because the society does not understand or know much about what HIV or AIDS is. They have only heard of AIDS and think AIDS patients are disfigured and ugly. So if programs are made using people like me living with HIV to convey messages, they will be more successful.
I have seen all these pictures and they are very nice, and of course not only that they are nice, that they make an impact of feeling of the person who is going through these things, and also it gives a very big message to the reader of these photographs. So that will be quite useful and quite important in minimizing the discrimination and stigmatization in HIV and AIDS.
This program is an example of ongoing efforts to better coordinate and harmonize the work of different agencies to make programs more efficient and effective, and brought together UNAIDS, Asia Pacific Learning Program APLF, and the World Bank Sri Lanka office to draw on the power of the image and the experience of the innovative agency DRIC and its education youth wing, Pathshala. The AIDS message was carried back to villages across the island, and everyone wanted the exhibition to travel to their villages. Indeed, its impact was such that the Global Fund has shown interest in replicating it in Geneva, and a London gallery is due to host it on December 1, World AIDS Day.